Hello, dear friends. I have been moved by this new message from Matthew because it is a call to peace and common sense against the self destructive madness of humankind. All human beings suffer and have feelings, and we all seek happiness, not destruction. Opinion piece, neutrality. Don't take sides. New message from Matthew. Send light of love to everyone. This war is very suspicious. There are innocents on both sides. God mourns the death of innocents. The only party is humanity. Attacking the sheltered is evil. Painful path towards neutrality. Light dispels the dark night of the soul. The great fall would not occur until 2024. The future is in the hands of God, not war. Hope keeps the potential for success alive. Let's start. Please do not take sides in this sad situation of war, but rather send light of love to everyone in the world. A high frequency tidal wave of such energy is the means by which the violence will end, advises Matthew Watt's new message through his mother Susan. Retaliation will not bring peace to the region or heal broken lives. These neighboring citizens want to live in peace and cooperation with security to their families, for their families. The future of humankind is not in the hands of war, but in the hands of God. The only side that can be taken is in favor of peace, justice, and respect for human rights on both sides. The fighting forces that shed blood on both sides are puppets of darkness, beings deprived of light. They are to blame in this generation for the cruel ideology and activities that have been part of life in the world for millennia. Definition. In February 2017, the United Nations General Assembly decided to establish December 12th as the International Day of Neutrality at the proposal of Turkmenistan, recognized as a permanently neutral state since December 1995. Neutrality is defined as the legal situation derived of the abstention of a state from all participation in a war between states, the maintenance of an attitude of impartiality towards the belligerents, and the recognition by the belligerents of this abstention and impartiality. Neutrality is very important to maintain the trust and cooperation of everyone to operate independently and effectively, especially in politically charged situations. The policy of neutrality contributes to strengthening global peace and security and plays an important role in forging peaceful, friendly, and beneficial relations between the countries of the world. Taking sides in a conflict often leads to further polarization, while remaining neutral is an ethical choice that can help maintain a more harmonious environment conducive to problem solving. By avoiding the stress and emotional tension that often comes with taking sides in a conflict, you can maintain your peace of mind and emotional well being. Not taking sides allows you to objectively evaluate the situation, gather information from both sides, and make decisions based on data and facts rather than emotions. Neutrality allows you to evaluate the conflict more objectively and fairly, which can help find more equitable and fair solutions. Sadness. We are saddened by what some members of our earthly family are doing to others, says Matthew. The depth of God's agony and endless tears is unimaginable. Influential voices condemn the killing of civilians, cutting off their access to vital needs, and reducing their homes to rubble as justification for atrocities, destruction, and hostage taking. Withdrawing the formidable defense of the border just before the attack was so suspicious that this war is not gaining the widespread support that was expected. They are desperate and tenacious, and because the weak need the low frequency of fear and suffering to survive, they cause chaos and devastation during this final stage of the battle between the forces of light and darkness. Perhaps they will technologically cause destructive natural disasters, produce a holographic invasion of monstrous aliens, or send mind-controlled individuals to carry out attacks. Some of you think that the members of the space family will bring the wicked to justice. The, the Galacticians have helped Earth in many ways throughout history, so that though is understandable. But this is not part of the divine master plan, which allows members to intervene and manage situations beyond the capabilities of Earth's civilization. For example, they established a powerful light network that prevents them from entering the solar system low-frequency civilizations. Powerful distant civilizations emit massive light that saved the planet's life, and galactic special forces prevented the detonation of nuclear warheads on missiles. The crews of gigantic spaceships near the edge of the solar system banish malevolent forms crafted with artificial intelligence and dismantled technology intended to capture minds by interacting with telephone masts. Decree: the universal councils that set the rules for interaction of civilizations would not approve of eliminating 90% of the Earth's population, a long-term goal of the wicked. They can't cause a third world war, and they can't make and release deadlier bugs. The councils maintain that the reign of darkness on the planet has ended once and for all, and that the wealth of aid does not include actions that are within the capabilities of Earthlings. Taking legal action to prosecute the guilty is the responsibility of the people. Awakened and awake souls want to know what is true and what is not, and it is important that they know where to access objective information. If the opportunity arises, refer soul seekers to websites and books that you know offer what they need and seek. This is part of the mentoring of your mission. We have explained the direction of energy flows through thoughts and intentions, and we need to give more emphasis to the power of intention, which emits vibrations separate from those produced by the action itself. A benevolent intention with a positive outcome produces vibrations at the upper end of the frequency spectrum, but a disastrous outcome, which is the intention of the action performed, produces vibrations at the lower end. When an intention is benevolent but the action goes wrong, the high frequency of the intention outweighs the low frequency of the outcome of the action. A simple example is bringing a beautiful bouquet to a sick neighbor to lift her spirits. You didn't know that she is allergic to flower pollen, and that increases her problem. But the good frequency of your good intention outweighs the unfortunate effect of your gesture. Hope: the intention is to cause mass death, injury, fear, and extreme hardships to the survivors. The deeper version of that combination, added to the frequencies of all those who suffer, hang like ominous storm clouds on the Earth's horizon. But the intensity of your light will help to dissipate those frequencies and put an end to this dark night of the soul of Gaia. It comes from empathy, courage, compassion, sharing, kindness, hope, honesty, and forgiveness, glorious ingredients of love rising throughout the world. We must highlight the importance of hope. A strong feeling of hope not the weak feeling bordering on doubt, but visceral hope, is the motivator to try again until the effort is rewarded. Hope keeps the potential for success alive, while perseverance manifests it. If the unity of everything is knowledge at the soul level, how can it be that the missionaries of light know it but other people do not know it? Universally, most people know this. At this stage in the evolution of civilization, there is still little awareness of the information that is known elsewhere. You are seeing third-density situations more clearly each day, but the connection to soul level knowing is just beginning. Involution. The brutalization of the intelligence of many souls occurred when the puppets of the dark forces put 10 of the 12 strands of DNA into torpor in weak and inexperienced civilizations. The intention was to make such people easy to control, instilling in their minds the belief that they are inferior and need the care and guidance of authorities. These beliefs followed the affected souls from one life to the next in cellular memory. Much later, the rulers of church and state devised so-called divine laws and other dogmas. They told the people that they are sinners, and depending on how obedient they were, when they died, they would go to heaven or hell for eternity. What one believes in this reality, no matter how far they believe, is from the universal truth. Believing in appalling religious teachings created fear, resentment, anger, delusion, guilt, stress, suspicion, revenge, servility, envy, jealousy, obsession, self-righteousness, and a sense of pure doom. Often these feelings led to horrific behavior and perpetuated darkness. During those long ages, before Terra was called Earth, the planet became known as an exceptional school where souls could learn and properly deal with emotions and evolve from the third density to the fourth, spiritually and consciously. The planet became a karmic merry-go-round because most of those who came here came from civilizations with inactive DNA. This formed a veil between the people's consciousness and their soul-level knowledge, and many needed multiple lifetimes to master the chosen lessons. Most of Earth's residents, after the loss of Atlantis and Lemuria, come from those awakened civilizations. Volunteers. That's why you guys volunteered to go here. You learned that you had helped awaken other third density civilizations. Did you know that they are immortal, powerful, and multidimensional souls who have lived here in various civilizations and on many other planets? You did know that you have had lives in all roles or relationships and lifestyles, that you are energetically connected to all life forms in all worlds of this universe. You still know that all that and much more than you don't remember because you are in a 3D body, in a world emerging from the miasma of 3D mentality. But occasionally, you reviewed evolved lives in flashes of cellular memory or accessed your soul's infinite storehouse of cosmic knowledge, and you always resonate with the high frequency of a new created spirit. And don't you occasionally experience sweet feelings of gratitude and humility for having been chosen to experience a life worthy of note and fulfillment during the most dramatic and dynamic era on Earth? All beings of light in this universe honor, honor you and support you with unconditional love. Love and peace. Susan Ward. News. The economy could face an energy shock due to the conflict, according to the World Bank. The big drop would not occur until 2024, according to Gary Savage. The price of uranium rises to its highest level in 15 years. The main oil-producing countries have joined the BRICS as of Tuesday, October 31st. A solar magnetic filament erupted on Halloween night, carving a cannon of fire into the sun's southern hemisphere. The remains of the explosion will not hit the Earth. However, another source of activity is turning towards our planet. Wolverine spoke to a bank manager in Sydney and confirmed that they were Basel 3 and 4 compliant, and also confirmed that the RV whispers and asked him how he knew so much. The Russian Defense Council officially notifies President Putin that World War III is already underway, in quotes, according to such a file. The Office of the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights declared this Wednesday that attacks on a refugee camp could constitute war crimes. Giorgia Meloni confesses that Europe is tired of the Ukrainian crisis. The famous lawyer Rainer Fuellmich, found guilty and fined in 3 cases for alleged sedition, insults, and hatred. The Göttingen District Court convicted Fuellmich of insults and incitement to hatred, and he has been fined €2,100. Spain and Belgium increased their imports of Russian natural gas by 50% in 2023. Mexico's economy grows 3.3% year-on-year in the third quarter of 2023. China detects illegal weather stations linked to foreign governments. According to John Whitehead, we have arrived at the dystopian future depicted in the 2005 film V for Vendetta. Set in the year 2020, it offers a disturbing vision of a parallel universe in which a government designed back causes havoc in the world. Taking advantage of people's fear, a totalitarian government comes to power that knows everything, sees everything, controls everything, and promises security and protection above all else. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.